Hello everyone. Welcome to Soul Seekers Tarot and your reading. I'm Corey. In today's reading, we will be looking at the question that's going to take you from panic to peace. The question is, what challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past are you trying to avoid it repeating? Though what you don't realize is that it's unlikely to reoccur anyway. Okay, so what challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past are you trying to avoid it repeating? Let's explore and find out. This is the Oracle deck I'll be using to designate which pile you'll have to choose from. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So, for pile 1, you have card number 39, which is 12, which breaks down to a 3, so communication. Welcome, presence. Presence is your inner self, right? So communication with your inner self. Pile number 2, we have card number 16, which breaks down to 7, which is about the divine, miracles and whatnot. Cherish the small things. Pile number 3, you have card number 8, which is infinity, which is also abundance. Seek the ally. Seek the ally. Your friend, right? Seek the ally. Your friend within. Okay. So these are the 3 piles you've got. And if you have difficult time choosing a pile with your intuition, I can give you some numbers that might resonate with you this week. So let's find out what numbers for pile 1. We have numbers 1 and 5, so make that as you will. Could be 15, could be 51, could be your birth date, your address, whatever that's number that resonates with you. Might be even your favorite number. So pile number 2, we have 2 and 6. Okay, 2 and 6. And lastly, pile number 3, we have 3 and 4. Okay, so if you don't resonate with any of the numbers, we can use your zodiac sign. So what do we have for your zodiac sign? That's pile number 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so we have, what do we have? We have Virgo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Cancer for pile 1. Pile 2, we have Taurus. No, is that Taurus? Yes, that's Taurus. Leo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. So pile number 3, we have Pisces, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra. Okay, everyone. That's what we have for you to help you choose your pile. So take your time, and I will be back with you shortly. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the pile card for pile number 1, Welcome Presence. Number 39 breaks down to 3 for communication. Welcome and communicate with your presence, your inner presence. Okay, let's find out what the question is. It's going from panic to peace. So if there's something challenging you're dealing with, what challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past are you trying to avoid it repeating? Though what you don't know is that it's unlikely to reoccur anyway. All right. So if you didn't use your intuition to choose pile number 1, you might have used the numbers 1 and 5 in some way, some manner. Okay, and if not numbers, then your zodiac sign. And what we have for this pile is Virgo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Cancer. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the decks that I'm using today. We have, looks like 7 oracle decks. Well, actually 5 with some tarot right here. So for the first one, we're going to choose, well, it's going to choose us. Major Arcana message for this pile. What will we have? All right. And then the tarot to help define it, clarify it. Hope you're all doing well today. Happy to be here for you today. And welcome to the new channel name. I went from choosing it to be Collective Soul Tarot to Soul Seekers Tarot. This is the Lenormand I just did. Yep. We got a lot, so we're just going to choose the one that flipped upwards. The Steampunk Oracle. And I don't remember the name of this one. All right, and then we have the tarot deck right here. Okay, so what do we have for Major Arcana? We've got the Sun, lovely. Joy and success illuminate your way. The warmth of the sun brings vitality and growth, casting light on the achievements that await you. Beautiful. So what challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past are you trying to avoid it repeating? Looks like this is telling us that it's not going to happen again. That just whatever your challenging situation is, it's going to be resolved this time around. Strength, yes, because there's been a lot of strength and courage in you that you have been tapping into. Welcoming your presence into your life and in that form of strength and courage, moving forward irregardless of obstacles, right? Okay, so what do we have here? We have the Smith, overthinking, taking action. Okay, so overthinking can lead to action, taking action, but it may have been premature action because of thinking too much instead of listening to your inner presence. What's the Lenormand? We have the Garden. Well, that's a peaceful, healing place to be. These Lenormand cards, they take from the tarot, actually, the scenes, right? The symbols. There's the cups here. That cup would be like from the Ace of Cups card. Let's see what all the other symbols were for that. Card number 20. They tell you what all the symbols are in the card. All right, let's see. The keywords are audience, entertainment, society, gathering, marketing, meeting, networking, outdoors, parties, public places, publicity, social networking, and masses. So let's see what the symbols are. The symbols, the origin, it's a festive card. The garden's arches come from the 10 of Pentacles. So these arches right here come from the 10 of Pentacles, which have been decorated with the garland from the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles in the card energies. It frames a flowing fountain made out of the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Why does it look like a cup, which rests in front of the bursting vines from the 9 of Pentacles? That's interesting. I said Ace of Cups because of the cups, right? They're overflowing. But they say that the Ace of Pentacles. That's a bit confusing to me. But in any case, it's obviously a pentacle energy card that has to do with, you know, fun times and healing, fun and healing. Okay, so we got that. And then this one is, it's a reminder to take action and make things happen. Isn't that interesting? Overthinking and taking action. But when you are sitting in your strength and your courage, that is really when it's time to take action, to make things happen. It's like you are actually following your guidance. And so that's the time to go forward. And then we got number 25, the scare beetle symbol. And what we have for that is, this is a steampunk oracle, as I mentioned. And it says here, oh, the night is a comforting blanket of closeness and anonymity. Beneath its veil, assured that no prying eyes are near, you venture to your clandestine chambers. Here you tend to your precious jewels, preserving their faint glimmers and shimmers through your polished care. One day these treasures will have their time in the sun. Isn't that interesting? Their true beauty on show for all to see. These covert gems are your private pleasures, rubies, sapphires, diamonds, and emeralds. That's skill, passion, dreams, and ambitions, all tucked away from interfering eyes, and from hands that might take the words that might question the value of your hoard. The glow-worm-like ambience grows. As you imagine opportunities, admiration, and security this treasure will bring, but always doubt fades your flame. In the light of day, your diamonds could be glass, and your ruby stone. What you believe to be valuable may be a fool's gold, so you carefully wrap and hide your gems away, content to wait until you're sure of their worth. Until then, you rehearse for excellence in shadows and solitude. Your umbra adventures reveal fantasy and truth. The jewels you hide are keys to your hopes and talents. Bring them to light one by one. Begin with the smallest if you wish. Their many facets were unremarkable in the darkness. Out in the sun, you will see their worth was unfairly assessed. They are greater prizes than you realize. So again, what I'm getting from this message with the scare beetle is that you have had a dream, a wish, a desire, whatever it is, in whatever form that is. You know, it could be having a relationship with a certain person, or improving the relationship that you're in with the certain person. It could be finances, you know, building up your net worth, so to speak. It could be traveling the world, something, you know, that is, it might be kind of big to you, maybe just going to some place that you've always wanted to go to, dreamed of going to, and for whatever reason you have doubted the potential or the opportunity of that ever happening, which really what it boils down to when we doubt the possibility of something that we desire to experience in our life. It's basically we're saying we doubt the power of who we are. We doubt the power of who we are, our inner self, that presence, right? And so what it looks like is that your challenging situation is that you have kind of put like a rocket of desire out to the universe, like you shot it out there, right? Shot it out there. This is like your heart is saying, I so would like to have this experience with that person, with the event, the situation, circumstances that come around. I would like to have an experience with my dream, with my desire. And so you've shot it out there when in a moment of strength, in a moment of courage, and then you've grabbed it back. You've taken it back through the doubt that the scarab beetle talks about. That doubt that basically covets and hides your desire, your diamonds, your emeralds, your skills, and your abilities. There may be a certain career path or skill, in becoming, let's see, a painter. Let's say you have a lot of talent, but you don't necessarily see it that way, but others are always telling you that you are very talented. You create beautiful arts of work. Maybe not painting, it could be you're just like graphic artistry, or you form things in clay, you're a potter, that kind of thing. You are been doing your craft, minding your own business, and people are loving it. But even though they say this is beautiful, it's gorgeous, you should do this, you should be putting it out there, that kind of thing, all you hear is, oh yeah, they're just saying that because they like me, you know, because they're my relative or they're my family member. Of course they're supposed to say things like that, you know, instead of really taking it for authenticity, that they really are pleased with your work. You could be wanting to like start your own business, that kind of thing, and wondering if your niche is ready for what it is that you have to offer. And you some days feel like, yeah, I can do this, this is great. But then other days you go, no, well, you know, why am I such a dreamer? You know, I could be just setting myself up for failure, you know, that people aren't going to like it the way I think they should, you know, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm feeling right now already, but we'll see. So we're going to continue with these cards. We've got the Smith, which is the overthinking and taking action card. Let's just kind of read to see what it says, because then the next one is take action. It's a reminder to take action and make things happen. So it's kind of like that back and forth, that you're overthinking and you think, I got to do this. You feel like maybe you're waiting too long and the opportunity is going to slip you by. So I got to do something. I'm worried that, you know, I'm going to have this opportunity to do something. And either I'm going to be too old for it, or it'll be too late. My audience that I would need to reach, my niche, right? They will move on to something else. And it'll be just like passing time, where a phase or a fad, if you don't do it now, you'll miss the opportunity of monopolizing on the actual period of time that it presents itself as being something that would be well needed for people, or well received by others. And let's see what this says here, the Smith, overthinking. The Smith. The coal glow heat of the forge is a sharp contrast to the cold of the streets outside. In the gloom of the smithy, a hammer strikes iron. Something new and beautiful is created beneath a shower of sparks. There is a rhythm to the hammer and anvil, and in their work the smith can turn their mind away from the rest of the world and focus solely on the task at hand. They know the value of working out a plan of action before heating the metal, but they also know that overthinking it will not benefit them. The time to strike is when the iron is hot. There's something on your mind that you've been planning for a long time, and though it may be easier to keep putting it off, the time for action is here. By continuing to overthink things, you're going to miss your opportunity. See, that's what we're talking about here. So seize the day and get to it. You'll feel so much lighter afterwards. So if you don't seize the day kind of thing, you're feeling as though the opportunity is going to pass you by. So, but when you're thinking and feeling that way, you're not in the flow, you're in your mind. You're not in your heart space, you're in your mind space. And your mind space isn't the thing that truly makes it happen in the way. It's the heart space makes it happen in a way that you're going to be very happy with. Thinking the thoughts of it, you know how they say that, you know, you can think you can think it, but unless you truly believe it, it's not true, not your truth, it's not your reality. So we could say that I love turnips all day long. I love turnips. I love them. I love the color of them. I love the texture of them. I love the taste of them. And then the truth of it all is that when someone puts a plate of turnips in front of me, I just like want to gag, because it's not my truth. And so if I start eating it, I'm just seriously going to be upset because I don't like turnips. And I apologize to those who love turnips, but I don't like turnips at all. So I could be telling somebody who loves turnips that I love turnips too, and then they go, okay, well, let's go get some. And I said, no, it's okay, I've already eaten, I'm full. So, you know, like you could say, I believe in the power of now, or I believe that our thoughts create reality. But then in the next breath, we turn around and say, you know, unless I do something about it, nothing's gonna, you know, I'm never going to get what I desire to have. I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. You're forcing it, like putting that hammer down to the iron, right? I'm forcing it instead of imagining it, using the power of imagination, which is using your mind to do it. But until your heart gets locked into it too, it's just thought, it's just thinking. It's just overthinking, it's little thinking, it's whatever thinking you want to call it. It's just thought. It's not the manifesting kind of thinking that you need, that when you have that, when your heart and your mind together are creating together. So whatever you're thinking about, you're feeling it, truly feeling it in your imagination. You're envisioning something that you want to experience. And with the heart going, yes, you know, that would just so make me happy. I'd be happy. I'm happier right now. I'd be happier, you know, having this experience. And you envision yourself joyfully experiencing your desire, right? And that's where the manifestation starts, is when the two, your heart and your mind, are together in communication, welcoming the presence. Number 3, right? 39 breaks it down to 12, which is 3. Yeah, welcoming the communication. So you are like this back and forth thing where you're going, like I said, you're overthinking, then thinking, I got to strike the iron, I got to do this before I miss the opportunity. And then the next thing you know, it's like you're needing to be reminded to take action and make things happen. It's like you're gung-ho in 1 minute and the next minute you're doubting it. And so you put it aside. You put it on the back burner, which, you know, we all do at times. We all do. So maybe you're just really good at it. I don't know. But the last oracle is Artemis of the Forest. Now you are independent and free. Card number 32, which adds to 5. Okay, so that's change. So you are looking at how you're able to break free of your limiting overthinking. It's trying to trip you up from really, which, you know, is fear, right? And who is fear in our physical form? Who is fear? The ego. The ego is fear. So what we want, instead of the ego being at the helm of our life, like, you know, we are operating in our life from being afraid that this is going to happen if I don't do that. If I don't say something, then this is going to happen. This person's going to be upset with me. Or if I say something, someone's going to be upset with me. It's this constant, like, questioning your kind of your worthiness through whether you do something or you don't do something. And what that is the ego driving your boat. You know, if you imagine that wheel on the boat, like on those big ships like this, the ego is in charge at the helm, because whenever we don't look within and allow our presence to be the one at the helm and, you know, navigating the ship, we are really allowing, because when in the strength card, it's the woman is taming the beast, right, which is the lion, and the lion represents the ego. So when we aren't taming our beast, our ego, and sitting in the warmth and the, you know, the warmth and the assuredness or the certainty of seeing things through with sunlight instead of sitting in the darkness of the ego, of doubt and fear. When we aren't doing that, then we are in this kind of energy of, I've got to do this. If I don't do it, I'm going to miss my opportunity. It's going to pass me by. And you get all worked up. Next thing you know, you're pushing things away. Well, when you sit in the energy of feeling abundant, you know, abundance in the garden of healing and prosperity, yeah, when you sit in this energy, then you are actually in this energy, in courage and strength energy. And that's when, you know, you really want to be taking action and making things happen, because you're going to be stepping into the flow, and the flow is where everything manifests exactly as it needs to be for you to have this kind of success, the independence and the freedom that you've been longing to have, but have been a little bit too shy about, for maybe possibly too long, about actually making whatever this dream is happen for you. Okay, so let's find out what the tarot has to say. You are independent and free. You are. As soon as you step into your presence, you become that independent force that's free to be anything you want to be, manifesting. One more. Okay, Tarot, what do you have to say about this story? We have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, like that person, talk about being in the flow, right? These wands are flying right past him, and they're not hitting him. He's walking like, yeah, I'm kind of cool. I'm cool. Yeah, look at me. I'm not afraid of anything. Look, these wands didn't even hit me. Because, you know, if you want to say it in metaphor terms, that when you are in your presence, you basically put the divine puts up, because you instigated it through your being in your presence. The divine puts up like that invisible cloaking, like around Star Trek, right? They cloak the ship with this invisible force field that it hides them from warring ships, or it protects them, and it protects them from if they are shot on, like with laser, you know, whatever, Star Trek, right? So you are protected. When you are in the energy of the Eight of Wands, that is powerful, fast moving energy. And it is like, because it's the 8, it's all about prosperity and abundance again. The 8 of Spades too here in this card. I believe the spades are the wand, so it would be the same thing. 8 of Wands in that energy. So prosperity and change. Change is coming. Remember, the question says at the end, it says, though what you don't know is that it's unlikely to reoccur. So the challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past, because you've been in this mindset of being too much overthinking, too much in your mind, that is what has been actually holding you back and limiting you from stepping into the now, stepping into the flow, right? Of moving forward in your power. But death and transformation is here. So something that is ending, that is definitely coming to an ending. And this is divinely, I hate to say forced on you, but it's kind of like the divine says, they need you to do this, right? They need you to do this, and you have been humming and hollering in your doubt and sense of, yeah, do I want it that badly? Do I want it badly enough to, you know, to possibly put myself out there and fail? Well, the divine is saying, you know, you're protected, right? Remember, you're protected. and from failure if you were to move forward towards your dream, towards whatever it is that they want. It's like the time is now. They want you to do it. They want you to do it now. And that's why, excuse me, you're watching this video and it's going from panic to peace, right? So you are being informed right now as a reminder from the heavens to take action and make things happen. Now, start that now. It's not like you're going to do everything all at once today. It's just like take your first action with a baby step, whatever that might be, calling somebody. But look at who we got here. We got the sun energy here. So this is like the divine is shining on you in ways that it's going to help clear away the clouds of confusion or uncertainty or doubt, doubt and fear. It's going to clear all those clouds away so that you can actually see what your next step is going to be. So somebody's going to contact you, or you're going to be talking to somebody. You're going to be watching TV or listening to the radio or reading the newspaper, and you're going to see something that has something to do with your own dream. And it's gonna trigger something in you which is the sign, right? It's going to trigger something in you that's going to say, hey, yeah, I could do something like that, and that wouldn't take too much of my resources right now. Maybe you don't have a lot of resources right now, whether that's time, energy, or money. It's just going to take a little bit of your time, or a little bit of your money, or a little bit of your energy, right? So the divine is on it for you. They've got your back, as they say, right? But you've been forced into moving, taking action. Okay, so the divine has got to enlighten you in ways that's going to help you see that this definitely is possible. It's not only possible, it's a sure thing, because it says what you don't know is that it's unlikely to reoccur. So for you to get moving on this, and then to slip back into, oh no, I can't do this, or am I worthy of this kind of success, this kind of greatness, this kind of desire? Am I worthy of this relationship? Am I worthy of this career advancement? Maybe I won't be able to do everything that is required of me. You won't be doubting that again, because what's going to happen is there's going to be so much illumination for you that you're going to be thinking, it might even be that you hear about other people are doing it, and that how they did it was from that self-limiting energy like you have been in, with the overthinking, being too afraid, too much worried about how you would be perceived by other people and whatnot. I'm just giving you ideas, examples that may or may not actually be your situation. So please take it as such, that it comes from a pure heart of kindness and compassion for your situation. So yeah, you're going to be illuminated, because the Three of Swords kind of energy that you might have been in, where you've been like letting yourself down by being hurt for too long, being in pain for too long about your own vices of worry, concern, uncertainties, doubt, and just if it's a relationship, just being in pain over a relationship that's not going well or hasn't gone well, and it ended, it broke up, whatever it was. You've been feeling kind of shy about moving forward into another relationship. Maybe you've been given the opportunity by someone has come along and said they really, really like you and like to date you, and they want to be in your life, but you're like, standing them off, pushing them off, because you're thinking maybe it's too soon, you're not ready for it, that kind of thing. And the divine is saying, no, you are. It's time to do this with whoever it is that wants to be in your life, because you're assured that as long as you actually step onto this path of being brave to follow the signs and the synchronicity, signs and synchronicities of hearing about this or seeing something about that, or just this person, you know, you run into them at a place where you'd least expect to meet somebody. Let's say like at a funeral, right? Or maybe you go on vacation somewheres, or you go on a trip for work somewheres, and it's in a place where you're going to be working with a lot of foreigners, right? A lot of foreigners, because they're people wherever you're going, that's where they live. That's not where you live. But the funny thing is that you end up meeting somebody from your own hometown there too. They're there too, and they're single and available. You know, you come to find out, right? Because you run into this person and say, you don't look like you're a native of this area. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from so-and-so. You've got to be kidding me. You know, that kind of things. It'd be so cool. But yeah, happy times. Going from the Three of Swords, heartbreak, to like, oh, this is a wish come true. This is happily ever after. You've run into that person, or you end up finding out about something's coming to town, and it's all about training people in this particular skill that you really, really want to, you really need to have in order for you to be able to take advantage of your actual desire. But lo and behold, there it is. It's coming to town. I mean, they've never been to our town before, and here it is coming to town. I can sign up, I can get registered, I even have enough resources to pay for it. You know, it's just those kind of things that are just going to fall into your lap because you took the first step of saying, and it might not even be an action thing other than a thought action, which would be you took the first step in thinking, yes, maybe it's time. I'm feeling as though, you know, you get that prickly feeling of like you're sitting on the edge of your seat and you just feel like it's time. Like, I got to do something now about this. I got to do something now about this. You just feel like it's the right time and day for that sort of thing to happen. And when you do that, it's like you have put your foot onto the flow, where every next step, as long as you continue to listen for your guidance, don't do things before. Like, for example, you know, things are going to be going tickety-boo, you know, one thing happens and the next thing comes along, and just like, wow, things are really happening quite easily, and I feel like I'm in the flow. And then something else comes along, but you're still kind of in that next phase where you're not prepared yet. Like, let's say for the skill that you're going to be trained in, for that example, right? But you're not quite prepared for that next phase. But it's there, right here, right now, right here. Oh my God, I need that training too. And it's offered right now, but if I were to do it right now, first of all, I don't really have enough money to be able to spare to pay for that course too. But how am I going to do two courses at the same time, and work and you know, take care of family and whatever it is you do? That is when you say, look, I'm not ready for that right now. That wouldn't be stepping into the flow. That's actually stepping back into ego, into fear that I'm going to miss out on an opportunity if I don't grab it now. You just wait. You just wait. What you do is you do whatever phase you're in right now, taking that course, learning that skill. Don't be putting all these wands on your back, the heavy burdens on your back that don't deserve to be there. Because if you do, in fact, really do need the next skill in that phase that's actually presenting itself right now, but you're not really quite prepared for it. If you really do need that, it's going to show up again. It's either going to come to your community, or you're going to find out that it's in the next community over, not far away, and even one of your best friends wants to go to it, and hey, you got a friend to go with and to learn this course from. So that's kind of the example of, don't push things, don't push the envelope. Just allow yourself to deal with one thing at a time, as long as you're feeling as though you're not pressured in any way, that things are going along nicely at a pace that you can handle, energy-wise, time-wise, and money-wise, right? At a pace that you can handle. Then you definitely staying in the flow. You're not falling back into ego. So this is why it says, if you continue in the flow, that you are not likely to have these fears and putting a halt to your dreams. You're not going to have that happen. It's not likely going to occur because you're staying in your lane, not getting back into the ego driving your ship, right? Your presence is driving your ship. Your spirit guides and angels are there helping you. The divine, yes, and you're still independent and free, and you're still in that energy of enlightenment and prosperity and abundance. It's Queen of Pentacles energy, Ten of Pentacles energy, in the garden of peace. From that panic to peace. This is be like panic. I got to take action now. I'm overthinking it, but all you need to remind yourself to do is to step back into the garden again. Step back into the gardens, be in your Ten of Cups energy, because you got the Emperor energy. That's you. That's you taking charge and taking control. You're taking charge of your own life. You're making things happen because you know that you got the divine surrounding you, with you all the way, and guiding and paving the way for you, rolling out that red carpet, so to speak, for you. All you have to do is remember, stay in your strength and courage of who you really are, and the power that you are is all about being at peace in the garden where things bloom, where things get seeded. They seed, and they're perennial. They seed, they grow, they bloom, and then they die away and go back into the soil to be, their seeds get reseeded again for the next season, and so forth. That's just all you have to do, and that's you building your own empire. And this Four of Wands here is like, you are in success. You are in the energy of moving closer and closer to your success. And again, this could be, if it's a relationship kind of thing, where there's a death and transformation of the situation you were in with this person way back when, or not that long ago, and communication has come in that's going to be changing everything, enlightening you, and you're no longer going to be in broken-hearted energy. This person, it could have transformed into the Emperor energy, so they're coming correct, right? They have grown and they've evolved, and they're going to come forward to you in a totally different energy than they were before. Or this, if it's a brand new person that you've never been with before, it's the same thing. You broken hearted from other relationships, you've been pushing them off, but this person wants to offer you commitment and love that is beyond imagination. Yeah, it's like you're feeling like the prince or the princess that has everything going for you when it comes to love. And they may be wanting to settle down with you, maybe move in with you and propose to you, that kind of thing. So that's a relationship situation. Otherwise, this is you. This is clearly you. All right, you are headed to success. You are very, very passionate and excited about your dream. Extremely so, to celebrate. And we've got the Two of Swords. Let's just pull the rest of them now. Two of Swords, Four of Cups, a Wheel of Fortune, and the Chariot. Wow, great cards, guys. Yeah, look at this lady here. She doesn't have full blinders on. She's only got one eye patch. So she still has an eye on what it is that she needs to, be brave enough to unfold her arms, unfold the swords, right? To get out of this mentality and open up this heart space, open up the space to her heart, so that she is in receptive mode. Receptive mode is this energy here, being encouraged, courageous and strong. So she is quite capable of moving into that space, that whole space of being in your heart and your mind at the same time. She can do that because she can see things. She sees that what needs to be done. She sees that she needs to make a decision. She needs to make a decision. She knows that. She's not sticking her whole head into the hole like an ostrich sticking its head into the ground, right? She doesn't have her whole head in there. She's just got part of her head. So she's got one eye that can see that, okay, I'm not really protected here from sticking my head, just my head in the ground. Yeah, I'm sort of standing out here, you know, like an ostrich with their butt up in the air. I'm standing out here waving around where people can see me, that I'm really not hidden. I am if I don't do something, it's going to be like people are going to come along and say, what's the matter with you? We see you. We see you. You're not really hiding. We see you. So get off your rock, get off your fence, and do something, is what the energy would be. The Four of Cups, because what you don't see coming is that cup. That cup. Well, you're focusing on this, but she's looking off into La La Land, you know? She's looking off into what the possibilities, the realm of possibilities. Okay, these 3 cups, they've come and they've gone. I've hummed and I hollered about this, that, and the other thing for so long, and I wonder when it's going to be my time. Well, she's not seeing behind her that it's already there. It's there. It's offered. It's there. So the time is for the taking. The time, is that the saying? The time is for the taking? I don't know. But yeah, it's time to take. Let's put it that way, because we have got the Wheel of Fortune. This prosperity, abundance, you know, this beautiful relationship that you might be looking at with somebody new or someone from the past returning in totally different energy. Whatever your situation is, it is your destiny to be sitting pretty. And isn't she pretty? Sitting pretty and moving forward. She is moving forward with a lot of va-va-va-vim. You know, vaving, look at her stockings. Does that not look like somebody who doesn't care one zippity flip about what other people might have to say about her stockings? No, she's showing them off. She's ready to go. She's ready to make movement, to actually take the transformation of the situation and go with it. Whatever that is, it's whatever your dream is. Of course, you know, it's different for everybody, but if it's a relationship, it's like same thing, you know. It's just, you're ready. You're ready. It's destiny is calling, and you are going to be very abundant in love, if that's what it is. Could be love and money, but love, or in, you know, you're going to be can become very popular. Your product or service is going to be well sought after. It's going to be the kind of thing that might become the thing that in your home, it's like toilet paper, right? It's something that we need to have. We all need to have. So it's just going to be a great experience for you. All you have to do is remember, take action now, but do it with your heart space. Taking those thoughts, those ideas you have, making your doubts and worries about things, transforming them into, I can do this. It's right time for me now to be with this person, or to open my heart up to getting back into the flow of a loving relationship with someone again. Okay, so that's what I see for you today. I hope that this was helpful to you. Please subscribe to the new channel, Soul Seekers Tarot, and give this a like if you found something interesting in it that you liked. Okay, so take care of yourself. Until then, bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen card number 16, Cherish the Small Things. 16 breaks down to a 7, which is, you know, divine energy of miracles and peace. Miracles and peace. Yes, cherish the small things. Now, if you didn't choose with your intuition, you may have chosen with a number that you resonate with. So we have numbers 2 and 6. So however that works out for you, 2 and 6. And if it wasn't a number, we have your zodiac sign with Gemini. We have Taurus, Leo, and Sagittarius. All right? Okay, and these are the decks that I've chosen for this reading. I'm going to start off with the major arcana. So we're looking at what, from panic to peace, first of all, okay? So whatever challenging situation you may be finding yourself in or will be soon, from panic to peace, what challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past are you trying to avoid it repeating again? Though what you don't know is that it's unlikely to reoccur anyway. And that's why you're here at this reading, because that's the whole part of it, is that it's unlikely to reoccur. That's what this reading is about, to tell you that it's unlikely to reoccur. And we're just going to be talking and having discourse on it. Well, really just me talking, but anyways, yeah, we'll be talking about it, so you can learn more about it. All right, and what's the tarot card that wants to show up to add to the major arcana message? And we have one of these. Don't remember the name of the deck. And Steampunk Oracle. This one. Lenormand. That's the one that wants to come out. Yeah, that's a good one. Bouquet. Lovely. All right. And the Citadel. That one said, come on out. And finally, we got Alice Wonderland. We got two. Well, there you go. Okay, and this is the tarot deck we'll be using, Stained Glass Tarot. All right, let's start. The major arcana. We have strength. Oh, isn't that interesting? Pile number one, if you feel drawn to it at all, the actual tarot card was the strength card, but it was the sun from the major arcana that came out. So the strength card, inner courage and compassion are your greatest assets. Face challenges with a gentle heart and the strength of your convictions. Yes, okay. Facing challenges. It's got your number already. The High Priestess. Yeah, this is tapping into your intuition. Knowing, even though that you got, with your eyes closed or blindfold on, you just know that something is meant to happen. You're meant to think a certain way, you're meant to do something. Yeah, because your heart and mind are communicating. All right, and what do we got here? We got, there are obstacles that need to be overcome first. All right, so there's something that you need to get past, you need to let go, you need to say goodbye to before moving forward. Interesting. And then we've got the astrometer, which is discovery, augury. Well, we're going to look at that card in a second. And then the steampunk one, we've got number 24, which is hermit crab. That's 6, hermit crab. That one goes around stealing other people's homes, right? But it's so darn creepy cute, right? And then we have the bouquet, which is the Queen of Wands energy. And the cup comes from, like I don't know, the 8 of Cups, but the cups. The cloud comes from one of the aces. The bouquet comes from something else, but I'll look at that. No, I don't remember. But then we have these two. We have the butterfly ferrets. It's I am reborn. Beautiful. I am reborn. I'm going to move these dudes up here. I see I am reborn. Can you see that now? Because I fiddled around with my camera last week, and now I've got less table space. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, little old owlin. Wisdom as light as a feather. Wisdom as light as a feather. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read the Lenormand one first. Okay, so the Lenormand is number 9. It's a bouquet. It's a positive card. It's appreciation, beauty, gift, happiness, pleasure, surprise, a charm. This is a very positive card. It's about joy, contentment, and gifts. It may represent things that make you smile or give you an indication that things are going well. So in love, a good indication of a flourishing relationship with a budding future, because these flowers are budding out. A romantic gift. Let's see. The joyful abundance of flowers in the vase is pulled from the Magician card. Okay, you have everything that you need. While the vase itself is from the Eight of Cups, from leaving something behind, which is what we were talking about here. There are obstacles that need to be overcome first. And standing in your strength and courage, that you know what needs to be done. You know that you have to put something behind you. You have to remove the obstacle of you moving forward. And then the cloud is from the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, all right. And the background was borrowed from the Ten of Cups. All these elements come together, bringing love and energy to the card. Very positive card. Okay, so we got the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Ten of Cups background. Ace of Pentacles cloud, Eight of Cups, the Magician, and the, what do you call it? Ten of Cups. Yeah, wow. Let's see, we're going to look at the astronomer. Yeah, the astronomer, which is, okay, here we go, the astronomer. It says, gold instruments wear, a telescope tilts upward, revealing galaxies impossible distances away. The planets turn, reliable and infinite, unaffected by the frantic lives of men. The astronomer thrives in shadows, for it is the darkest night that shows the brightest of stars. Where others look to books and history for knowledge, the astronomer knows, keyword, that there are greater powers at work in the world. The constellations tell them what they need to know. You're in a complex situation. That's what our question is, right? What challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past that you're trying to avoid it repeating. Okay, so how you're in a complex situation, and clues on how to navigate it won't come from past experiences. See, you know, you couldn't control it in the past, so you can't rely on past experiences to make things budge now. Let go of the material needs and concerns that are holding you back, and meditate on what your gut is telling you. Oh my God, that's what these cards are all about. But others who are like-minded may be able to guide you. Be open to their perspectives, but don't be bound by them. Awesome advice. But you know that you need to leave something behind, right? The obstacles that need to be overcome. And it says let go of material needs. So find the courage and the strength to be stepping out of onto your moving forward by removing the obstacles of lack mentality, of needing to do something, whatever it is you need to do to be able to put food on your table, pay for your rent, whatever. The material needs, right? So it's all about you tapping into your inner wisdom, your intuition, knowing that you can do this and you can step out in strength and courage to move towards whatever it is, to move through, let's just say, move through this challenging situation that you're facing right now. And it could be that you're feeling challenged with not having enough money for next month's rent. It could be something as simple as that, right? Which is not simple when you know that you have to pay rent because your landlord is saying, if it's late again, this time you're out, I'm evicting you, that kind of thing, right? So that you'll be losing your house. I mean, the hermit crab, right? But the hermit crab is resilient, right? If someone forces it out of its current residence, it's resilient enough to wander around to find someone else's, abandoned, whatever, and they take off with it. Like if another hermit crab found a really cool shell and he walked away from it for a minute or two, this one's on the lookout for a new home, it's gone. It's as simple as that, right? You snooze, you lose. So anyways, here we go. We got the soulful listener within your queer and comfortable lodgings. That's the hermit crab. You have all you need and more to satisfy your days with musing and romanticism, delight and discovery. Though you do not crave outside company, you don't shun it. And in the event that you find yourself at a banquet or party, you will be remembered for your calm yet lively features and keen fascination for the lives and goings on of the wider world. And thus the discovery was made. And this card is about discovery, the astronomer, right? It's discovery. Others have overlooked or underassumed your subject for years, yet on your first meeting, something glinting in their eye or hinted at in their expression piqued your interest. The conversation that followed, albeit in a crowded space, had the intimacy of lifelong companionship. Sincere questions, insightful responses, and a ready ear unlocked humble tales of valiance and accomplishment. And then, artfully, with their assent, another ear was added to your circle, and then another, until the room, or select members therein, was held in thrall, exclaiming, "How did we ever know this?" Or, pardon me, "How did we never know this? That's amazing." How did we, yeah, right. So while stirring from your shell in a rare occasion, it is not because you are unsociable. While stirring from your shell is a rare occasion. That's what it is, a rare occasion. It's not because you are unsociable. Should someone find their way into your morning graces, the conversation could roll long into the afternoon. But as company goes, a freshly printed book or an unexpected chord change or the shifting hues of a cloud-tasseled dawn are just as welcome. It is perhaps inner contentment that fosters your acceptance and interest in others. You would seek to change another being as much as you would alter the colors in a rainbow. So in other words, no, you let people be what they need to be. And you open your senses to listen to the full spectrum of both. The wallflower, the sea garden, and the sunset are like philosopher's wine to you. You savor it all, feeling the oceanic connections of life in the quiet comfort of your soul. So you're quite, sitting in your strength and courage. You're quite at peace because you're enjoying the small things in life. This is cherish the small things in life. You're enjoying that. That is that brings you peace. Or if you're not now enjoying it, you will be. You're going to be reborn into the wisdom of knowing that everything is better when it's lighter. It's lighter, like light as a feather. Is the wisdom is light as a feather? You are reborn into this wisdom because you're ready to move through that shadow, that challenging situation that has made you turn within. The inner courage and compassion are your greatest assets. You are finding in order for you to move through this challenging time for you, this situation, you're going to face this challenge with a gentle heart and the strength of your convictions. You're going to know that you're ready, number one, and that you're worthy. All you need to do is let go of something, that obstacle that needs to be overcome, and it could be simply just you're thinking about your own inner strength, your own ability, your capability to be able to take this challenge, grab it by the horns and look at it for what it is. It's just another situation where, so what? You've got to, you're going to be pushed out of your shell possibly for a moment in that energy, that challenging energy of being uncomfortable and out of your territory, like out of your familiar digs, your what's comfortable to you, what's comfortable, content to you. You're going to be nudged out of that, like pushed out of that, in the sense that it'll be time for you to actually kind of step outside the box that you put yourself in, or the shell in this case, that you put yourself in, to be a little bit more social, a little bit more out there with others, so that you can actually meet more people, get yourself in more, you know, bring yourself more out into the light where people can see you and invite you to things and get to know you and find you as a brand new friend or co-worker or something, maybe even a girlfriend or a boyfriend that you were like really desired as girlfriend, boyfriend material, maybe even wife or husband material. Yeah. So let's see what the tarot has to say. So you're discovering by leaving your, you know, you appreciate the small things in life. And that is definitely a very cherished and beneficial way to, because that's like being in the energy of gratitude. And gratitude gives you that attitude of, I'm okay, I'm doing well, because I have everything I need, although there's things I'd like to have. I'm good, I'm cool, I'm right where I'm good where I am. But that sometimes is, that goes on too long, where you've got everything you need and you're grateful for all this and that. Doesn't mean you can't be grateful for more. That you can't be in the attitude of gratitude for what's to come. And by doing that, you are like putting yourself out there, stepping outside your own designed box of contentment and comfort. You're going to step outside of it and start meeting people and getting yourself out there doing different things, whatever it is that you're feeling challenged. Maybe you're feeling lonely. Maybe you're feeling like, you know, it's just an oh-hum life kind of thing, that a little bored about your everyday routine situation, and that things are pretty much a routine for you, and that nothing really new is coming into your, you know, into your onto your screen kind of thing. You are maybe feeling a little bit shut out from the world, but that would be because we've allowed ourselves to shut the world out, right? And so what we think we experience. So if we're thinking that this is just good where I'm at, I really don't want to be out there, I don't want to be meeting new people, I don't, you know, meeting new people means new drama, right? New drama, new problems, new opportunities, new situations that just kind of make our world a little messy when things haven't been messy or chaotic, because we've been staying in our own lane and just minding our own business here. But it's all about the gift of life, the gift of meeting others, that the divine wants you to taste now. The divine says, you know what it is that you need to do. You have fantastic intuition. You just need to, you know that you need to take your strength and your courage and just put it out there for other people to look at it, to see you, to truly see you. And that's overcoming your obstacles of possibly, if the situation is that you've been a little bit too long hermitized, a hermit crab after all, right? Too long sitting in self-reflection, self-introspection, and enjoying your time in your own space without anyone else's problems or drama, right? And it's been wonderful that way. You've been able to do things when you want to do it. You don't have anybody telling you their problems. It's just like you've got things pretty darn good, and you know it. You know you do. But in order for you to be able to find, you know, obviously, to move to a bigger residence, you'd have to get out of your current residence and go searching for it. And you search for it through other people. Yeah, other people, other areas, locations, communities, that sort of thing. So yeah, it looks like your challenging situation here is that life has become quite predictable for you. You may be feeling lonely or bored at times, but you know, intuitively you know that it's because of the decisions, the choices that you're making to stay inside this space, this box that we put ourselves in, because we like having that familiarity, that contentment, that comfort. We just don't want our lives, our spaces to become chaotic and dramatized by inviting other people in, right? So let's see what the tarot has to say about this story. We have the Six of Wands. That's movement. That's being recognized. It's movement forward. It's being recognized and, you know, admire it and adore. Just see how people, you get yourself out there as the King of Wands. People admire that energy that you have. The Seven of Swords. The Queen of Cups energy. We have the Hangman. The Eight of Cups. The Lovers. Wow. Six of Swords. Yeah, that's finding a solution right there. Two of Cups. Wow. And Justice. Holy cow, guys. Yeah, holy cow. We've got what looks like there could be like a loving relationship in this pile that we're talking about. Could be there is somebody who wants you to see them. They want you. You're in the Queen of Cups energy, okay? Whether you're masculine or feminine, you're in the Queen of Cups energy, and whether this person is feminine or masculine, it doesn't matter. They're in the King of Wands energy. They're taking action. They're taking action. They're riding in to your life, coming towards you, wanting you to see them, to admire them, to see them as being a worthy competitor for your attention. Yeah, you are, and they have been, basically, you have been stealing yourself. Seven of Swords energy is like being tricky. It's been tricky for you to be able to see yourself in an energy other than like the Queen of Cups, because you've been needing to escape your idea, your current idea of who you are, how you are, that, you know, the Hermit, right? The one that's holding back. This is somebody who is like feeling stuck, like sacrificing their life for the world that you know, for the world that you know, that you have built around you, that it feels good the way it is. You don't need it to change. It's good just the way it is. I'm happy like this. But, you know, the question is, are you really? Isn't that the challenge that you know you're facing? Are you really happy in your own world? In hermitizing, you know? But the divine says, not so. Not so. You're not. If you would really take a close look at your feelings, your thoughts, you would see that there is an ache in you. An ache to get involved, to be out there again, to be seen, to take charge and control of your life, where you are meeting new people. If this could be the person that's moving towards you in a relationship situation, but any other situation, you're the one that's coming out of your shell, right? And taking charge and taking control of your life. And people see you as very attractive. Very, very attractive. You know, you got that oozing energy of confidence. You just, you really built something fantastic for yourself, and you should be giving yourself a pat on the back. Not scolding yourself for letting yourself be complacent, let's just say. Complacent, letting the world pass you by kind of thing, because you're okay where you're at, and you feel good, and you're safe. You feel insecure and safe in your own shell. And that you don't, all the small things in life are just perfect for you. You don't need anything grander, whatever. You don't need to meet more people. You don't need to have more friends. You don't need to, advance in your work space. You could be whatever role you're in right now. You're okay to stay in that role. If they were to come to you and say, we think that you could be a King of Wands in this next role, you're like, yeah, no. I'm good. No, but they're looking at your employer's looking at you and saying, we think you're all that. We think that you'd be quite successful and we would be very much grateful for you, pleased with you to step into this role of taking charge, taking control of another situation, evolving in some way, right? That's you, okay? And the Seven of Swords is that you have been, kind of quietly allowing yourself to trick yourself into the Queen of Cups energy. The Queen of Cups energy is all about the heart, like all about home is where the heart is, right? Home is where the heart is. I am sitting pretty right here where I'm at, whether you're feminine or masculine. I'm sitting pretty right here where I'm at. It to be anything else would be too tricky, too uncertain for me, too, stepping into the shadows of life, because it's going to be the unknown. I don't want other people to take advantage of me in any way. So if I just stay in my own lane and mind my own business, home is where the heart is, that I'm going to be just fine where I'm at. But you've been getting these niggling feelings of that you're sacrificing your life in some way. You're sacrificing your movement forward, your evolution in some ways. You have great intuition with the High Priestess energy. You got great intuition. You already cherish the small things in life. You have a lot of strength and courage to tame your own ego when you need to. That's what you've been able to do. You've made something really quite hospitable for yourself. Your life is quite hospitable. But you've been sacrificing possibly new relationships, loving relationships, advancement to a different job or role, or a different company altogether, because you're saying, I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at, right? But the divine says you really do need to put this obstacle behind you, right? This obstacle of I'm good where I'm at. I have invested in my space, my life, where I felt it was necessary for me to be able to really feel like settled and secure and safe. I've really done a lot of work to build this life around me, and the divine is saying, you've done well. Yes, you could do it again though, but with the growth as well. In a growing situation, in a more advanced evolving situation, you can still have a semblance of control over your environment. You can, but you must take the next step into the unknown and make a choice that's going to see you finding the solution to the problems of the sacredness of love, the love that you have for your life, the love you have for another person, this King of Wands, and the balance that you'll gain, because this is balance for you. You found your balance here, okay? Found your balance there, but it's time for you to be reborn into a new environment that's somewhat different, whether it's a little bit different or a lot different than your current environment. You may not have dated somebody in a long period of time, and then comes along this chivalrous energy, the King of Wands, and they want to sweep you off your feet, but you're going, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. I'm good where I'm at. I haven't, it's kind of like the fear of, well, what would I be like in a dating situation again. I mean, when's the last time I dated? I mean, like let's just say I'm 130 years old. Why do I need to date? You know, I said that number just because I don't want to say any number, any age. And I know probably no one listening to this this video is 130 years old. So I wouldn't be offending someone who's 130 years old. So yeah, you are just been in that energy of I'm good. The walls I have around me is everything I know very, very well, and I'm good that way. I don't need to date. It would be too awkward for me. I wouldn't know how to be a person to date with somebody, and that sort of things. But the divine is saying, yeah, that kind of thinking is something that obstacle you need to get past. This is you've been putting an investment in to your life, and it's been wonderful and good for you. You've been feeling really great and quite powerful in just your own shoes that you've crafted for yourself. But it's time to take on more of a zest for life by stepping out into a different you, making the choice between staying in the same old and possibly remaining on your own and, you know, bored or lonely or whatever, or taking on the challenge of putting yourself out there, moving. See, you can still, like what you've invested here that the divine wants you to walk away from, not completely, of course. You're taking what you've learned from all of that, these lessons, you're taking everything with you along the way and moving into a new solution of partnering up with other people, checking out other people, and possibly, who knows, it becoming a romantic love situation for you that is going to bring you back into balance again, because for a time you're going to be feeling a little off kilter because things are new to you, right? It's going to be feeling a little unnerving, a little uncomfortable, whatever it is. And it may make you want to run back into your shell again. And so it might, but because you went out, it's already, that energy is glommed onto you. Being out there in a new environment, putting yourself out there, that whole energy of that environment is going to be following you. Now, it's part of who you are. It's become your aura. It's a little bit more, your aura is more peppered with something new, this uncertainties of things, of meeting new people and doing something different, that sort of thing. It's now part of your energy. So when you try to scurry back into your safe zone, it's going to be pulling at you. It's going to be pulling at you and saying, look at this from a new perspective. See this for what it can be for you. And it can be very balancing for you to actually put yourself out of balance for a little tiny bit. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. So this is what I see in your reading. And if you would care to subscribe to the new channel of the Soul Seekers Tarot and give me a like if you found this enlightening in some way for you. But take care of yourself until then. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen card number 8, Seek the Ally. Now 8 is all about abundance, infinity. Yes. Seek the ally. This looks like someone that you need to be on your seeking the ally is somebody that you would look for to be on the same page with you, somebody who could support you, that you can be aligned with. All right, and so the question here is, it's going from panic to peace. So whatever it is that may be challenging to you, you're going to be moving into a peaceful state, and that's what this reading is going to talk about. The question is, what challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past are you trying to avoid it repeating now? So, but though with what you don't realize is that it's unlikely to reoccur, and so you're being told that now. We're just going to talk about it. Okay, so maybe some information that you get from this reading that you need to know, that you can have a takeaway from. and if you didn't use your intuition to choose pile number 3, you chose with the number, we have the numbers 3 and 4, in whatever way that is, you know, makes meaning to you. Okay, and if it's not the zodiac sign you chose, we've got Pisces, Libra, and this guy here is Aries, and this guy here is Capricorn, right? Okay, very good. All right, these are the oracle cards we're going to be using. Then I have the Soul's, whatever, Light Seer's Tarot. Okay, this is the one that wants to come out. It flew out. All right, that's the major arcana, and then we have the tarot to clarify. Right. This one. Get some more dimension. Wish I remembered the name of it, but I don't. Steampunk Oracle. All right, and Citadel. There we go. Oh, 2 of them. Wonderful. The Muse, Generosity, Naivety. And Lenormand, this is interesting. It's a pixie Lenormand, and it takes on symbols from the tarot. So we'll have a look at that. And then we'll have the tarot. Okay, so what we got here is the major arcana. We've got the Lovers. Very interesting. A significant relationship will influence your path. Choices made with the heart lead to growth and deep connections. Trust in the bonds that unite. And I have been speaking about that, how, especially with pile number 1, that if we're stuck in our head a lot, we end up, what we're doing is we're actually partnering with the ego, which is fear and doubt. You know, we're doubting something. We're doubting the situation that you're being faced with that's challenging, doubting your ability to move through it and overcome, be successful, then that's actually that the doubt is coming from fear. And the fear, the maker of fear is the ego, because the ego needs to be seen as being successful and all that, right? And whether it's the authentic self or not, they're like more about putting on a mask, putting the mask on to appear to be something that we are not. And that's where the ego, it resides, in that kind of fear. So the ego is the maker of fear, and there's only fear and there's love, and then of course the divine is the creator of love. And ego is the maker of fear. And making something and creating something are 2 different things. Making is for the realm of the universe, and creating is the realm of everything else that makes this possible. So what it's saying is that you've got choices to be made, and it's when you move into a successful position, it's because you're allowing your heart to partner with your mind, with your thoughts. So it's like, it's now not, the ego is no longer at the helm of your life by living through fear of maybe doubting your ability, or doubting that someone else can be there for you, you know, to show up for you as the ally that you're seeking, right? That you've had challenging situations in the past where someone you might have put your trust in, whether it was a lover or a friend or family, even with work, business related, whatever, they have failed you, they had let you down. And so now, with the changes that you need to seek see your way through your challenges, you need to seek a new ally. And that ally might simply be you, the inner you, but also because of that, you will attract someone else on your path that will be on the same page as you. And they will be able to support you the way you had hoped the others had supported you, but they did not. They might have for a while, but when things got really, really tough, they split and left you hanging or holding the bag, kind of thing. So with the Lovers card, we have the clarification of oppression, which is the Ten of Wands. That's taking on somebody else's baggage as your own, really. Now, when you, like I said, holding the bag, right? They split and left you holding the bag. You became the one responsible for the consequences, whatever. You were one having to deal with the consequences of whatever situation it was that the two of you or the three of you, the group of you were involved in. That they split on you and left you holding the bag, which is the Ten of Wands, holding the bag of all the burdens of what had come as a result of you being, engaged with this other person, these other people, group, whatever. Okay, so what else we have? It's a reminder to stay true to yourself and your values. Yeah. So again, seeking that ally, your inner self, is that staying true to yourself by becoming the magnet that will actually attract the people or groups or situations, circumstances that will be in line with your true value, your values. The hedgehog love, positive, uplifting, new friends. There we go. Look at all these new friends she's got. Aren't they cute? Yeah. So that's very point. That's yeah, we got 35 long-horned beetle. We'll read about that in a moment. But 5 and 3 and 5 is 8 again. I think it's a 5, but 8, that's again, that is abundance. That's some see it as change, but it's going to be very beneficial to you. The longhorn beetle is somehow very beneficial to you. We have the diviner, divine timing and evaluation. Okay. And then we have the muse, generosity and naivety, generosity. There, that's 3 cups there. That's celebration with other people, right? All right. And then we have the Lenormand, the lady. Oh, okay. And this is the Ace of Wands. That's a brand new passionate beginning with the lady. Wow. Let's start with that one, the lady. This could be the person, your new ally. 29. 29, where are you? Here. It's a neutral card. Okay, so somebody, that's great energy. Somebody who's neutral, who's fair, right? They're not one way or the other. They'll be there for you when you need them to be there for you. But they may not become your very best friend. Someone who is like all for you and only for you. They're going to be neutral in the sense that they will see other people's perspectives as well. That's awesome. And you know that they're going to be, it's kind of like going to the judge, right? The judge follows a set of laws and rules and makes their decision objectively so that it's fair for everyone concerned. Everyone. Yeah. All right, so what we got here? Like the Gentleman card, this figure is from an illustration done by Pamela Coleman Smith for the limited edition volume. Yeah, is there full meaning? This card is used to represent a female querent in a reading. If the person asking for the reading is male, then this card represents a strong female presence in his life. All right, so it doesn't tell us anything about the background. That's what it did with the other cards, but I guess the Lady and Gentleman cards don't have that. But anyways, yes, this person is neutral for you. The other one I wanted to read is this one here. Number 35. Let's see if it's 35. It'll tell me. It's not 35, it's 36. Is it 36? Yeah, it's 36, so it's 9. So it's the ending of something. A circle of feeling. Circle, interesting. A wrinkle in the leaves, a crinkle in the wind, a twinkle falling through the canopy. The morning pours through your senses like syrup. And sawdust. Ooh. The scene is simple, intoxicating, promising, and terrifying. Probabilities and possibilities are heightened with the immediacy of the day, and there comes the overwhelming awareness that in an instant, so subtly, unlike any other, anything can happen. Wow. With a purposeful pause, you ease into the magic of the moment and stretch your antennae over your awareness zone. The leaf dust underfoot connects you with the heart of the earth, and time is comforted by its deep and steady beat. Here, now, in your circle of feeling, the world slows, and you can take in its signals at your own pace. That has something like the hermit crab in pile number 2 might be interesting to you. Okay? Delicately, you sift through the sights, smells, and symphony of your surroundings. There is a warning here not to be missed. You felt its urgency tugging at the hem of your consciousness, and now, in your personal sphere of tranquility, you give it space. Without hurry, competition, or panic, and it's from panic to peace, you see it is a warning to welcome, alerting you to revelation, gratitude, miracle, and opportunity. On the forest floor, with life towering above and rustling below, the output of the world can be overwhelming. Luckily, you don't need to take on or take in the whole world. Bring your awareness close to create a circle of feeling where you are a maven of time and sensation. Here you can survey all you sense at your own pace. The now is extended, foreboding becomes foresight, and you have the opportunity and the wherewithal to respond with purposeful calm. Yeah, so this is what this is. It's talking to you about stepping into your long beetle energy, your longhorn beetle energy of calm, your safe circle, your inner circle of calmness, of peace, of knowing that this is good for you. You're safe and secure. That's why I talk about pile number 2 is the hermit crab. But in any case, that's just a suggestion for you. But this one here is going to see you because you are able to navigate yourself within your own circle of knowing that everything's fine, that you're going to end up meeting somebody who's going to be an ally, become an ally for you in whatever circumstances or challenges that you're facing right now. They're going to be a positive, uplifting new friend of yours that you're going to feel like not only do they have your back and they support you, but that you can trust that whatever their decisions are in anything that the two of you discuss, that you know that they're doing it from a heart that is about being compassionate and non-compromising, in that you know that they're being authentic, and that whatever they say to you, you can, it might be something that might kind of sting at first, but you know that they meant that with a pure heart, and that they wouldn't have said that to you unless they felt you really needed to know it or hear it. So it's kind of like they're a new friend, but the type of friend who's not going to be looking at you through rose-tinted glasses. Instead, they're looking at you for who you really are and what you're really capable of, and they're quite ready to, with care and compassion, guide you into yourself, knowing that, remembering that about who you are, that you're capable of doing anything, that you do not have to continue to operate from being overly burdened by others who have taken advantage of your good heart, your good nature, taken advantage of you and left you in the lurch, right? That they're here to support you and to help carry you through, but in a very authentic way, that it's not about, pumping you up to make you think things that are grander than they really truly see you as. They're not going to be telling you that you're going to become a multi-billionaire, if that's such a thing, multi-billionaire, if you just follow this pyramid scheme. They're not going to be guiding you to things that are much larger and grander than where you're at the time, because they see you for who you are and where you're at right now. It could be a mentor, you know, possibly just a mentor or a teacher. A teacher, maybe an employer, or some relative of yours, a grandfather or uncle or aunt, you know, parent, sibling, whatever, that they're taking you under their wing, and they're not the type of people who mince words. They say what they mean and they mean what they say, and it's not about coddling you or trying to let's say take on your challenges for you. It's about, you know, how they say that saying is, don't give me a fish, teach me how to fish instead. And that's what they'll do for you. They'll teach you how to fish. They won't give you the fish, but they'll teach you how to use your fishing rod and where to fish would be the best spots, most beneficial spots. So it's a reminder to stay true to yourself and your values. And by doing so, you're attracting somebody in your life. You're going to meet them. They're going to become a new friend to you, whether it's a family member or whatever. They're going to be a new ally to you, okay? And it's good. It's definitely time for that, for you, that this person is going to be the muse. It could be they're your muse or you are their muse. So it's going to be that there's going to be a lot of generosity and time and energy and any other resource that you need, that they feel that they can offer to you, that is fair and that is balanced. Balance that's not going to send you into a tailspin because they're going to help, that they're not going to help you bite off more than you can chew. Put it that way, okay? So the timing is right. You are going to be able to meet this person in a situation at a time when you know that when you start to get to know them and talk to them, you're going to feel like this is the one that I can truly rely on. I can rely on this person to be the type of person who is going to not misguide me, but guide me in a way that as long as I remain true to my own values and they know what they are, that I keep them informed, they will definitely add to my life in a way that I'm going to be able to move forward in life and move through this situation that I've faced in the past, or not necessarily faced, but you experienced in the past, and it puts you in a bad mindset. You know, it puts you in a bad mind, whatever, frame, mentality, yeah. So it kind of left you feeling a little raw and overburdened, that kind of scared to even like scared to put yourself out there and meet new people who, whether it's in work, education, family, well, new people in family, but there might be somebody that you haven't run across before in your family, and they just come new onto the scene and they become a new ally to you. Okay, friends, family, co-workers, lover, whatever, groups, maybe certain groups that you like to, the book reading club, I don't know, whatever group you like to go to that feeds your soul. You want to maybe have an idea of forming a new group, and you need some guidance about it, so that you don't get yourself back into a situation with people who are going to leave you in the lurch for whatever it is your group does. Something like that. So here we go. We have the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Hangman, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Swords, the Emperor, the Page of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Let's get a couple more. They don't like leaving it like that. Let's see. We have both the Nine of Swords and the Page of Cups. Okay, there we go. That's what we got to work with, guys. All right. Let me have a look at this. All right. Give me a minute. Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is what I see. This is what we're talking about here, okay? Where something happened, where whatever it was you're involved in with a friend, a romantic partner, a family member, a group of people, at work, whatever it is, something came to a head. Something came to a head and things just fell apart. Whatever the situation was, it pulled you two apart, or you and your group apart, or you and your employer apart. Okay, something happened. You might have sabotaged it, but they might have. Okay, but it left you feeling like lacking, right? Like regret and remorse of having put your trust and your faith in that other person, that other situation with the group of people, with your employer. You know, your employer promised you the moon with the type of work you'd be doing, your role and your compensation, right? And it didn't come through. They in fact said something like, I gotta let you go. Gotta let you go. Well, what happened to me becoming like the manager of this team, and I was going to be getting paid X number of dollars more a pay period or get on to salary? What happened to all that? Well, I can't do that. I can't do that now, right? And so it's left you feeling regretful or remorseful that you even put your faith in this other person, other situation, other group kind of thing. And it's caused you, because it put you in a bad way, that you're afraid of getting involved now, meeting new people who you feel as though are getting a job with an employer that tells you that they're going to deliver you the moon, that you are too afraid because you've lost a lot of, good night's sleeps over this situation that you were facing, that you faced with the sabotaging situation. Somebody came on board and promised you the moon. Okay, somebody did. The Emperor energy. They offered you something. They gave you an offer. They were very, very friendly, very, very romantic, very promising that they're going to be able to give you this role at work and this really great job and income, that kind of thing. And it all went to pot. The relationship, the romantic relationship, all went to pot. Okay? And so what happened is that we're kind of going backwards here. It's interesting because this person, they sought you out. They were keeping an eye on you. They sought you out. They could be a family member that knew of you and was gung-ho about getting to meet you for the first time, because they might have been living abroad, or your family's never ever connected, kind of thing. And so they had sent you a message that they want to meet you, they want to get to know you, they want to date you, whatever your situation is. All right, but you were in this land of, I'm in a good space right now. I'm in good headspace. I'm taking care of myself. I'm learning to take care of what I need, my needs, walking away from anything that I have sacrificed myself, all the other investments of fact myself, sacrificing to be there for others, to be there for someone else, to do things someone else's way, that kind of thing. I am leaving that behind, that investment behind, you know, painfully leaving it behind, and allowing myself to see things for what they were with this person, within this relationship, in this work situation, whatever it is for you, even your family member, to see them for what they are, that they have been to you, and choosing to break away from them so that you can put your full heart into being committed to your path, to what's best for you, the Ten of Pentacles. You have been taking care of yourself since this sabotaging time here, this very, very upsetting time where someone came across to you as being all that capable and willing to be this and that for you, making you offers that they weren't going to be able to, you know, support or uphold. They weren't. They knew it, or they were kidding themselves in some way. They were kidding themselves that they could be able to do this for you or with you. And it just left you in a bad way. However, in the end here, what's going to happen is that you're going to have a brand new page, brand new beginning, and it actually might involve that person coming back and apologizing to you, but then that's where you can leave it if you'd so desire to do that, because you've got a friend here who's going to help you to look at your situation, right? Look at your situation for what it is that you've been able to build or will be able to concoct, to create for yourself after having this sabotaging experience with the ally you thought you had, the person, your romantic person, your friend, your co-workers, your boss, whatever. The one that you thought you had, that had your back and supported you, what they end up doing is that they ended up leaving you in a place where you had to decide it's either going to be you here, it's either going to be you, or it's going to be them being able to be in control of your happiness, of your well-being. By you carrying the burden of what they've done to you, and by you carrying the burden and choosing to hang on to it, that and not staying true to your own values by saying, you know, this isn't me, this really isn't my doing. My only doing was trusting these people, trusting this person. That's my doing, is putting trust, faith in someone else instead of my own self, you know, realizing what it is that I am capable of knowing intuitively that that this person's going to be good or bad for me. And this is where this one's going to come in to help teach you how to look to your sneaky meter, you know, your sabotaging meter, to check your sabotaging meter to see where it is this person's heart is. When you meet new people, they're going to be able to tell you this is what you need to consider. You need to consider, is this good for me? That having this relationship with this person, this connection with this person, is it good for me? Is it about, will it help me to care for myself, to make me first? What is it that I need to be aware of? Any investments, emotional investments I might be putting into something, a new relationship, a new event, or, you know, just whatever, a new endeavor. Am I looking at it the way I need to look at it, or am I sacrificing too much of my investment, my emotional investment in something? Is it the Ten of Pentacles? Is it going to bring me the legacy? Is it going to bring me the abundance, the prosperity and abundance, in whether it's just feeling good in your community, in a family situation, but in your community? Am I going to be able to live in my community and feel abundant in my community and feel safe and secure, right? That the people that I choose to have in my life will be deeply committed to me, as I will be deeply committed to them. You were deeply committed to someone or a group, or your work situation, someone who offered you the moon. You were deeply committed, but they let you down and they left you hanging. They left you holding the bag, that you were out of a job now, let's say. So now suddenly you've got all these burdens because you're out of a job. They had to fire you because they weren't actually able to come through with you to have this great position and this great income. And they end up having to let you down and put you in a bad way. One way or the other, they put you in a bad way. If it's a loving romantic relationship, you may not have been working, and this person leaves you. And now you're like on your own, and you haven't had a job working for somebody for many years. It's like now suddenly you've got to start taking care of your own payments and residence and food and stuff. Like, you have to put all that money out yourself now to take care of yourself. Maybe you've got kids too, that you're become now a single parent, and having to, because this person's not going to be, they left you in the lurch. They didn't give you any child support or alimony or anything like that kind of thing. However, you have the ability, because this person's coming into your life, they are going to bring to you this circle of I want to look at that 36 again. They talk about the circle of feeling, the circle of feeling, right? That you are okay, that you're feeling like you're okay, that the as a beetle on the ground, you've got the soul of the earth below you and the heavens above you. You're okay where you are. They're going to help you realize that and see it that way, because they are an uplifting, not only positive, but an uplifting new friend to you, who is the type of ally who is seeing things from the perspective of there's balance, heart and mind. When you've got your emotions in control, because your mind and your heart are aligned, your emotions are in control, you don't get too swayed one way or the other for very long before you're back into that alignment again when something happens. And that's where this person is. So you're going to meet somebody who is, they could be an Empress energy or an Emperor energy. They could be somebody who is quite emotionally they're controlled, they're emotionally controlled, they've learned, they've evolved. They're the type of person who has learned through their own journeys, their own life lessons and mistakes, and they have been able to they would be able to put themselves in your shoes because they've been there and done that. They're going to be able to help you see things in a different way right here. That your investment, your heartfelt investment in a relationship or a situation, a group, a endeavor, whatever it is worth it. But as long as you're seeing it from the perspective that it's got to be good for you too, not just good for everybody else, or not just good for that other person, or not just beneficial for that other person. It's got to be something that is truly going to be able to be given in return to you as something that is going to help you grow and feel safe and secure enough that you can continue saying yes to it, continue moving forward with it, okay? This person is going to be your muse, and they will, I think you're going to be their muse too, but they're going to be giving to you generously because they have so much wisdom, so much life experience to offer you. They're a lady after all. They are not just some person. They're a lady. And this is going to start a new chapter for you, the Page of Cups. You might actually be receiving apologies from whoever it was that had put you in a bad way. They might recognize you for that, the group, whatever. But as they say, when pigs fly, right? When pigs fly, that's going to come through. So don't expect that. If it happens, it's just another thing, like the icing on the cake that just adds more sweetness to your life. But all in all, the page means you are stepping out onto a new page in your life, and it's exciting, and it's all about loving your journey because you're loving yourself. So the challenging situation that has been beyond your control in the past, that you're trying to avoid happening again, for it to repeat again in your life, is going to be helped. It's going to be mediated with the meeting of this particular person in your life who's going to be your muse, your mentor, whatever. They're going to be able to show you how to come out of your fear of, and let's say your fear and habit of taking on other people's burdens and forgetting about you, what's good for you. You're going to learn how to evolve into someone who's going to love yourself enough where you're going to say, the next thing I ever get involved in, whether it's a romantic relationship or some family situation or work or whatever it is, group, it's got to be good for me. It's got to be good for me too. So that's what I see for you, pile number 3. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. And until next time, please subscribe if you haven't already, and you'll be notified when I upload a new video to this new channel, the Soul Seekers Tarot. And give me a like too if you found something meaningful in this relationship or in this reading for you today. Thank you. Take care. Bye.